What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ball Knowers. How are you doing today, Ben?
Doing good, Zach. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. We had a big week in sports this week, namely football, and we got a lot to cover today. Before we get into that, we want to remind you guys to make sure to subscribe. I think we saw what percentage of people that watched the last couple of videos weren't subscribed?
55%.
Over half of you
are
who
not
watched
subscribed.
Aren't subscribed. That needs to change with a simple click of a button. We'd really appreciate that. Also, make sure to like the video. And then what we're going to do next episode, if we can, is answer some of your guys' questions, do a little mailbag episode. So comment down below a question you may have for us in regards to sports and something you want us to talk about.
Drop a hot take if you got one, and we'll react to it. Tell you what we think.
And then be sure to follow us on TikTok. We had a couple good edits that you made for us.
That is Ball Knowers Podcast on TikTok. It's the same logo. And we're on Twitter also. Same Ball Knowers Podcast on Twitter. The same logo.
Yeah.
But
so
let's get into it. Today, we're going to do, of course, our week review of college football. And we're both going to present our top 10s for college football after this crazy week.
Shout out to Evan Q. Herrick. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he commented in last week's episode that he wanted to see our top 10, so we're going to deliver on that.
And remember, if you comment something, we'll do it.
Absolutely.
And then we're getting into how do you feel about blank team. We're going to call it how we feeling. We're just going to ask each other how we feel about certain teams. Then we're going to do a little hit or miss. We're going to take it back to some last week's episodes and see if some of those takes hit.
See what takes we
missed.
hit and which ones we missed.
There's a little bit of both for both of us.
For sure.
And then we're going to head over to basketball, present our top 10s for basketball. Then we're going to do a little preseason AP poll run through right after that. That just came out earlier today. Well, this will come out on Wednesday, so it came out 2 days ago when you guys are seeing this. Then we're going to do that same how we feeling in basketball. Then we're going to go over some exhibition games that are happening this week, kind of getting into those. And then, of course, we're going to finish with our picks of the week, where we are now tied
up.
Back all square.
19 and 13 apiece.
So
it's a good week for you. 6-2.
6-2, great week for me.
So,
and
yeah.
5-3, not bad for you.
Tell you what.
We both know ball.
We're no ball knowers.
Yeah.
That's who we are, and that's why it's the title of this show.
And
But take into a game that you didn't get right. Game of the week, Indiana takes down Oregon and Eugene. What was your thoughts on that game?
thoughts on that game? Well, I had two thoughts on that game, and I think they can both be true. I think IU is very, very good, and I think Oregon is not that good. And
I think that's fair.
I took both of those takeaways from that game. Oregon couldn't protect Dante Moore. Dante Moore just couldn't find his receivers either.
Didn't really make any plays outside of the pocket.
It's not a...
That's something I noticed was Dante Moore's calling card was supposed to be gets outside the pocket and makes a play, and that just didn't happen. And he got sacked 6 times.
Yeah, Oregon has this they got a big D-line, big O-line, but
didn't really matter.
Yeah, IU's outmatched
Physically.
size-wise. And,
but won in the trenches, which
definitely.
is surprising.
More with some, flank coverages and, spies and weird stuff like that.
A lot of spy.
A lot of weird stuff that they were doing to win the trenches despite their size.
Correct.
Disadvantage.
A lot of disguising.
Yeah.
But
another game, I got this one right. I was really confident that Texas would beat Oklahoma.
Yeah. I did not think so. And I thought Oklahoma would be fine with a backup quarterback and their defense would win. But I certainly thought if that Chipotle rumor were to be true and John Mateer played, then I thought Oklahoma would for sure win. And not only did they lose, Mateer was bad.
Mateer wasn't himself, in my opinion.
Very much so.
He hurt his shoulder, right? Is that what he hurt?
No, hand. Hand surgery.
So that probably played a little bit into effect with, his balls.
But some of his decision-making was
wasn't
really
bad.
off.
Texas defense was great, but,
yes.
I saw some of his throws. They weren't even spirals. They weren't accurate.
And you got to wonder, and of course hindsight's always 20/20, but should he have played?
I like that he played, for
Yeah.
sure. I like that from him, but
From him, yeah, but from a team standpoint,
team
like,
standpoint,
did it give him their
yeah.
best chance of winning?
you'd think
with playing
he'd
him?
give your best chance of winning, but he played really bad.
Yeah, with the way he played, it's hard to say. I don't know.
You could say this is an Arch Manning. Arch Manning's finally figuring it out. The defense did a lot, and so did special teams.
Well, Arch Manning didn't turn the ball over.
He didn't, which is
And that's big for
this
him.
was his best game.
Yes, he took care of the ball, and
Discluding the group of 5 wins. And
well, yeah,
stuff.
that didn't count. But yeah, against real teams, this is the first time it was like he played good enough to win, and that's
He
all
did.
they really need from him is him to be good enough to win because they are a talented team.
Very loaded. They had a punt return touchdown.
Yeah.
I believe in the second half, and then their defense had 3 picks.
Yeah,
One of them was a jump ball at the end of the second half, so it didn't.
one didn't really count. Then there was
But-
there was one, maybe 2 like dropped interceptions
Yeah.
that. Yeah, goes to show you how poorly Mateer played, but Texas defense is legit. They're very good.
Very good.
And then lastly, big news: James Franklin got fired after Penn State lost again at home to Northwestern.
That was a big loss again.
Yeah, I mean, this
Again.
when we thought like, all right, finally they get Northwestern at home. It doesn't get easier than that in the Big Ten. You'd think.
It really doesn't.
And they lost.
Yeah. We were
And-
watching highlights of that game. Preston Stone had a lot of time to throw the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
always.
it's just like Penn State, just physically, they couldn't beat up on. It's Northwestern, and they couldn't get to their quarterback. And Drew Aller was getting hit, and he is actually out for the year.
out for the season.
Which, I mean, their season's already done, but it's, for sure just an absolute dumpster fire of a season for them.
Ethan Gronkemeyer will take over quarterback duties now.
Do you know anything about him?
I don't know much about him. I've
Yeah,
played against him in EA college football.
Okay.
That's about all I know.
That's the extent. Hey, that's
And
fair.
James Franklin obviously got fired.
That was my lukewarm take last
yeah.
week that he was going to get fired.
We talked about it. I wasn't surprised he got fired. I don't think he should have, though.
Yeah.
I understand they were 20-point favorites like 2 games in a row, but they were 1 game away from a national championship last year.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
We'll
but
see
he's
who they
gone.
bring in.
Another game I want to talk about is Bama, Missouri.
Yeah.
That's a great game. 2
Bama.
top 15 teams.
And Missouri had, I believe, the second highest home win streak behind Oregon. And both
Did
of
they
those
really?
teams lost at home this week. Yeah,
Yeah.
Missouri hadn't lost at home really in a while, and Bama looks really good.
The home win streak's definitely struggling this year. Ty Simpson played a great game,
He's very good.
and I saw his interview after the game. He just talked about what he needed to improve on.
Yeah.
It's like,
love
well,
that.
I got sacked too much. I wasn't getting the ball out quick enough, and
You know who hasn't been great really all year, but didn't do a thing in that game?
was that Ryan Williams?
Ryan Williams.
He didn't have a catch.
He didn't get a catch.
Was he playing?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Played the whole
I thought
game.
he was playing.
And there was a couple of times. I mean, obviously they guard him more intently than other receivers, but
Definitely.
he has been bad this year. Not only like not getting a catch is one thing, but then like the drop he had versus Georgia. He had a couple of drops early in the year, I think, versus Florida State. He's really been disappointing. With what we saw from him as a 17-year-old freshman last year, to come back this next year, cover athlete of the game, obviously is a big deal. He was supposed to be like a superstar, and he has not been that at all.
Yeah. Disappointing year for
It really
Ryan
has been.
Williams. Yeah, but Alabama gets it done nonetheless. They're looking like a really good team. Another team that got it done on the road in the SEC, Georgia at Auburn.
Yeah, and that game was a series of bad calls. Most notably, Kirby Smart making a timeout motion, and
diagonal clap if anything.
and then he just said, and he was also, I believe, I read his lips to be saying timeout
Yeah.
as he runs over to the ref, and then they give him the timeout, and then he freaks out and says, "No, I didn't call a timeout. I was clapping." And they were like, "Okay, yeah, sure, you're right."
Yeah, they gave him
and
the
they took
timeout.
the timeout back.
But as a ref, what can you do there?
I don't
Can you
know.
take like?
It's not like they're gonna go review it.
They can't review that, and if he really didn't call a timeout, we don't know if he did.
It was
he probably
weird.
did.
And then there was another play where Auburn scored to go up 17-0, and he fumbled after they had crossed the goal line. and they called it a fumble. I didn't love that.
Yeah.
Because I picked Auburn, and I that was one of my games that I was feeling good about, and they lost. But a lot of questionable calls there.
Series of weird calls and bad mistakes by Auburn that
Definitely,
game.
yeah.
And they couldn't get it done. UCLA beats Michigan State, though.
Beat up on them.
Beat up.
And that offense is rolling.
Yeah.
With their,
I don't.
their new
Jerry.
OC.
I'm not gonna try to pronounce that last
Yes,
name.
but Jerry.
And
the thing is, he gets a lot, like all of the credit. Like if you go on,
I know, he gets all
And then
of it.
I saw a tweet that's like reminder, like he's not the interim head coach.
No.
Like I've never seen an offensive coordinator get so much hype in my life.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I don't even know the interim head
Like
coach's name.
no, I don't. And
He doesn't get any hype.
yeah, and you look at, I see videos after the game of the offensive coordinator celebrating with the team and talking to the team. It's like, what is this? Like no other place in the country do you see this. It's ridiculous, but I love it.
I'd love it, and they're averaging like 40 points a game ever since he took over. It was 40 points every 3 weeks before he got there.
Playing some horrible defenses. Not okay. Penn State's not horrible. Michigan State's defense is awful.
Michigan State's a pretty awful team.
Yeah.
I've come to realize. But
Yeah.
what was UCLA doing with Deshaun Foster?
Yeah, I mean, it shows you how much potential they had because they have talent. We know that they have a former five-star quarterback, top transfer.
This team lost to New Mexico.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
how?
unreal.
Were they not practicing? Maybe.
Yeah,
Were they just winging it come game time? Maybe.
like it made it's crazy. I wish we could have seen this team redo the season with the coaching staff that they have now, and how that would have looked.
Yeah. Some teams took some big drops in the rankings this week. Florida State and Iowa State.
Yeah, and that kind of leads me into hit or miss
Yeah.
because that was my first hit. Was talking about Iowa State and their downfall, because we had talked about that. I think it was episode 2, talking about like we looked at their schedule and we saw that they had beat Arkansas State by 8. We didn't love that, and they had just squeaked out close wins versus teams that aren't good, and their wins hadn't looked anything great. They're now unranked,
Yeah.
and they were supposed to
Deservedly so.
win the Big 12, if not be second best.
Yeah, after that week 1 win, that was a week 0 win.
Exactly,
I
that
guess.
win was a ranked win at
Yeah.
the time.
That was like, this is the team to beat
Yeah.
in the Big 12, if not Texas Tech. And
Yeah, and they're no good.
they're no good. And
Lost-
Florida State, on the other hand, what's
They're-
going on there?
Their coach might get fired too.
He
After
could.
what a heck of a start to a season. Now it's looking like he might be gone.
Wouldn't surprise
They're
me.
back to their old ways of
Yeah.
last year, and it's not very good.
Yeah.
Lost to Pitt at home. That's a
Rough
bad loss.
Yeah, they're now 3-3. They got a good
3-3.
win against Bama though.
That's a good win
a really
because they're
good
good,
win.
which is weird. That's why I'm like weird about Bama, because like if they won that game, then we'd be talking about them as like an elite team in the country.
Yeah,
But weird loss for them.
weird loss. Last game I want to get into before we get into how you feeling. Michigan at USC. USC wins 31-13.
Yeah, I mean, I did not see that coming at all. I was thinking to myself, like, yes, traveling is hard, but what travels well is like defense and physicality. And I thought Michigan was just going to bring it to them, run it down their throats all game. That's not what happened. And USC, honestly, like held their own physically very well. And then they just had more skill on the field. Their receiving core is outstanding.
I think they have the second best wide receiver in the nation. Name of Mekhi Lemon.
Mekhi Lemon.
He's
a stud.
He's very good.
I'm biased. I wouldn't put him at 2. We got a guy number 13 in Indiana that
I would put him
I
at
really
3,
think is
but what
good,
I've
but-
seen, I think Mekhi Lemon is the closest thing to Jeremiah Smith in
That's
football.
fine. He's a stud.
I think he's very good.
That catch that first touchdown that he had, he
Yeah.
jumped in the air and fell.
I've seen him make some great catches. He's a great
That
receiver.
game surprised me a lot. And Bryce Underwood, I talked about, like, he's been on the road before. That was his 3rd high major road game, and he looked like a freshman. And he did not play well. Obviously, we can see it with him, but not good enough. And Michigan is not where they need to be.
Definitely not. But USC, this kind of shows that this places they normally lack in, like physicality, O-line, D-line. Much improved this year, kind of showed in this game.
Yeah.
They'll have a big test this week
Huge
at
test.
Notre Dame.
Game
Be
of
a
the
great
week in
game.
our eyes.
In our eyes. Maybe in your eyes.
In my eyes, for sure.
But let's go into how we feeling. So we're each going to give each other
How we feeling?
three football teams, and we're just going to kind of talk about them. How we feeling about these teams and where they're at so far this year.
Do you want to start us off?
I can start us off. I'll give you a team here. My first team here. They got a big game at Alabama this week. This is Tennessee, the Vols.
Tennessee, I'm torn on, and this week made me feel less good about them because they won, and not every win is the same. And they won by 3 at home versus Arkansas, who is a bottom tier team in the SEC, a team that Notre Dame beat by, 40, something like that?
Yeah.
Like, Notre Dame had killed them. This team is bad. And Tennessee dropped a little bit in my rankings. They have maybe the worst defense I've seen this year in games that I've watched. They're allowing 29.3 points per game, which is second worst in the SEC. But they get scored on all the time. But they combat that with the number one scoring offense in the country, averaging 48.2 points per game. So, they can put them up, but they don't get stops. And that's just not super sustainable.
I would agree there.
I like their quarterback. I think he's good. He's very turnover prone. He already has 5 picks through 14 last year. And they have a really good receiver, Chris Brazzell, who went for 3 touchdowns, 148 yards versus Georgia. But this past week, he only had 1 catch for 5 yards, so that's weird. Because he was getting some low-key Heisman talk before it. And
Definitely low-key.
Yeah. But what he did versus Georgia, people were opened a lot of eyes. He's tied for second in the country with 7 touchdowns. But, didn't do anything this past week.
They're definitely an interesting team to me. I don't know how to feel about them.
Great offense, horrible defense, really.
I don't think it's sustainable, especially on the road, especially road game at night at Alabama. But we'll see. Their offense that offense can win some games. That offense is hard to stop.
It's a great offense.
If Aguilar doesn't throw you the ball.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
I think they're a good team nonetheless.
A team I wanted your take on, and you kind of briefly talked about them earlier, Oregon. What do we think about them?
They're not – they're a good team, obviously. It's Oregon. They recruit some of the top talent nationwide. But this isn't a normal Oregon team like last year for me. The quarterback play is good. Yeah. But their offensive line really struggled against IU's D-line. And their defense has played pretty well this year, but when I look at them from a resume standpoint, they're not. Their
resume leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
With their best win no longer looking nearly as impressive as they did at the time. Being at Penn State.
Their best win at Penn State in overtime.
Now it's like we went to overtime with a bottom tier Big Ten team, and other than that, they haven't had any good wins.
Yeah, but again,
I think they're good for sure. It's a tough place to play. They're going to win probably all their home games. Dan Lanny's a great coach. He'll figure it out. But yes, not nearly. I wasn't impressed with them.
Yeah. I would say I'm feeling disappointed with Oregon.
I think so, and they're young, very young. Yeah. Their 2 starting running backs are freshmen, true freshmen. Their best receivers are true freshmen. I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah, that is. And their quarterback's a redshirt sophomore, but he'll most likely be gone.
Yeah, he'll go to the draft, but it's his first year starting and playing for a good team.
Yeah.
So, super young. A lot of potential, but
I like them talent-wise, resume-wise, though.
Yeah.
They beat up on Oregon State and Oklahoma State, but those teams are so bad, awful. So bad. And then to win at Penn State, obviously white out, but that's not looking good. And then finally get their real test home against Indiana. Game was closer than 10 points, but
you think so?
It was 20-20 in the fourth.
Yeah, but in my eyes, their offense only scored 13, and their offense scored 3 in the second half and got 41 yards total.
I didn't think they were going to win, but it was closer than 10 because I want to say there were 8 minutes left and it was 20-20.
Yeah. But it's just their offense couldn't do anything.
No.
That's how I viewed it.
And they weren't going to.
Yeah.
There was never a point in that fourth quarter where I was they're going to win.
Like the Illinois game, there was one play where there was a broken coverage, but they never sustained a drive and finished with a touchdown.
Yeah. My next team for you here, I got 2 Big 12 teams to finish off. I got Utah.
Utah. I'm high on Utah.
Mm-hmm.
I make my rankings every week. I had them at 14, which was 9 spots higher than their 23rd rank. They have killed everyone that they've played except for Texas Tech, who I think is an elite football team.
Killed by.
Yes, which is concerning. But this past week, obviously Arizona State's quarterback was injured, and that plays a huge role. But they won. They believe it was 42-10. So they won soundly, and their quarterback is a stud, and he's an elite rushing quarterback. This past week, he had 10 carries for 120 yards, so 12 yards a carry and 3 touchdowns. He only completed 7 passes.
Wow.
And they put up 42 points. So
that's impressive.
yeah, he only threw for 100 yards, 7 passes
That
completed.
goes to show how well your defense.
Yeah, their defense played
play.
great, and they just run the rock. And I like Utah.
I think they're good. A big win at Arizona State this week, obviously without Levitt, but
Yeah.
they hung with Texas Tech for a little while in that game.
Yes, I would agree.
But that game was kind of like, they're obviously not going to win this still because they had one play over 10 yards against Texas Tech in that week. But I think they're a
Texas
good
Tech
team.
is legit.
And they play BYU this week.
It's a big one.
That
At
should
BYU, right?
It's at BYU, in-state rivalry. That
Big
should
rivalry.
be the other team in the Big 12 championship. More than
Yes,
likely.
the winner of this is like the second best team in
Yeah.
the Big 12.
Yeah.
Team I want you to talk about next is a team that we've had to apologize about, but they continue to win football games, Virginia. How do you really feel about
How do I
them
really feel?
stacked up with the ACC?
I don't think they're a top team nationally.
I'll tell you this. I saw a ranking this morning on CBS. They release their power rankings every week.
Mhm.
They had Virginia, I think it was at 13 or 14, ahead of Notre Dame and Tennessee and like other premier teams. I was like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think they can do some damage in the ACC, but nationally, I don't see it, I guess. Because they beat Florida State and Louisville, who are probably still some of the better teams in the ACC.
That's fair.
And they beat them both. They won that game at Louisville. Both of them are close.
The
I
Florida
still
State
think-
one doesn't hit the same anymore.
It doesn't hit the same. No, not at all. But I don't hate them. I think they can make some noise. They could make the ACC championship game. I don't think they will. My guess is they finish 10-2.
Okay.
But they should be favored in the rest of their games. And if they do make the playoff, which I don't think they will.
I would be disappointed if they make the playoff.
I don't think they'll make any noise in the playoff. But I've been wrong about Virginia once.
Yeah,
I'd
and
hate to be wrong about them again.
Very much so. We picked them to win out, so
We did.
hope they do that for us.
My last team here for you. They were either ranked. I think they're ranked 24th in the AP poll. This is Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I like Cincinnati partially because their quarterback is Brendan Sorsby, who started at Indiana as a freshman. So I was a fan of this guy, and dude, he's a stud. His stats this year, I was taking a look at him: 14 touchdowns to 1 interception. He's thrown for 1,500 yards, which is among the top in the country. He's also ran for 327 yards and 5 touchdowns. So he has 19 total touchdowns, 1 turnover. He's very good.
Some good quarterback play.
Yeah, and they lost their first game, neutral site game to Nebraska, and they've won every game since then. Albeit, haven't beat anyone impressive. But I had them at 21, which was 3 spots above their actual rank. I think they're good.
Yeah. I think the Iowa State win this week because they won. No, wait. They didn't beat Iowa State. Who did they beat? They beat Iowa State last week,
Yes,
right?
last week.
Last week. It was kind of like, okay, we're here, sort of thing. And, they played a good game against Nebraska, who is also
ranked
now.
yes. They're 24 and
And
25.
25. It's like, only if we had these two teams settle it out on a neutral field,
Yeah.
we'd know who the better team is.
And it's weird because you'd think they'd flip, but then
Yeah.
Nebraska lost to – who did Nebraska lose to?
Michigan.
Mi-
Right?
Correct. Michigan at home. So I don't know. It's all just how you view it.
Yeah. I would definitely put Nebraska over
You'd flip
Cincinnati.
them, yeah.
That was strange to me.
Because it's true,
Like,
they did play each other and Nebraska
Yeah.
won on a neutral field.
that normally tells you who the better team is, especially for ranking, but I like Cincinnati still. I'd say they're 20. They should be ranked 25th, though,
Okay.
as far as AP poll.
That's fair. And then lastly, I like hearing you talk about this team this year. What's your thoughts on Indiana?
Yeah, they're one of the 4 best teams in college football this year, and who I think the 4 teams that have separated themselves.
Yeah.
With them, Ohio State, Miami, and Texas A&M. You could maybe throw Texas Tech in there.
I would agree.
But, yeah, they just haven't – all those teams haven't shown too many flaws this year, and IU hasn't really either. Good offense, good defense. It's a good team, as much as I hate to say it. But Coach Sig's about as good as you get when it comes to a football coach, and hope someone wants him as bad as IU does. Because I hate to see him succeed at IU.
That's fair. But at least you're willing to admit it.
Yeah, they're a good football team.
All right, moving into our top 10s, and we should get some graphics on the screen right about now. Shout out again to Evan Kurahik for suggesting this. Again, in the comment section below, if you want to see us talk about something, just comment it. We will come through. And we're going to get our top 10s. Looking at my top 10, I got Indiana at 1. I think at Oregon is the best win in the country. And I think that nobody else wins that game and beats Illinois at home by 53. And I would put them 1 because of that. And then I got Ohio State, Miami, A&M, Texas Tech. I think those are my – and then maybe throw in Alabama. I think those are my 6 contenders as of right now for the national championship. I think all 6 of those teams can very much win the thing, with the top 5 being more so. I feel confident about that. And then Oregon at 7, again, disappointing. Georgia 8, Ole Miss 9. Don't love them, but I do like Notre Dame at 10. They've been playing good football.
Why don't you flip Ole Miss and Notre Dame then?
Yeah, you can. It's just like Ole Miss has better wins.
That's true.
Notre Dame doesn't have any good wins, but their losses are impressive. Which is a weird thing to say.
Their losses, I'm going to say their losses aren't unimpressive. You know?
Okay.
It's hard to have an impressive loss. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the listeners know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I'm
fair.
also pretty high on Notre Dame, too. You'll hear them here in my list. And I'll go here. 1, OSU. I don't think anyone's going to score on them, I've realized. And I don't know if anybody can. 2,
great defense.
Miami. They're looking really good. 3, IU. Just picked up another good win. Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M. Actually, I don't think they have the best. I think they have the second best one in the country, as they've at Notre Dame, and then Alabama at 5. I think they have the best win in the country at Georgia. And
Really?
I do. According to my rankings.
I don't know.
According to my rankings, that would be the best win in the country.
That's fair.
So.
Yeah. I'm just still I'm torn on Georgia. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm torn on Georgia a little bit, but I'm also really torn on Oregon.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm not so torn on Notre Dame. Kind of wants me to put Texas A&M as the best win in the country, but
yeah,
Notre Dame has 2 losses, so it's hard for me to do that.
But it's low-key a fake win because they won because of Notre Dame's holder not catching us.
Well, that means it would have been in overtime.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Who knows who would have won in overtime?
I know.
You know Notre Dame would have. Yeah, I think it could have been 8 overtimes the way those teams were scoring.
It disappointed me because I wanted to watch overtime. No way we dropped that.
And it was 6. I got Texas Tech, also pretty high on them.
Okay.
They probably won't lose.
Yeah. No.
7, Georgia. 8, Ole Miss. It's a weird game this week, but
really weird.
I still think they're good. And 9, Notre Dame. Again, with those 2 losses, hard to put them in here, but
impressive losses.
10, I got Oregon, the team I'm torn on. I almost put LSU over Oregon, but again, kind of torn on LSU as well.
LSU is very much I don't know.
My top 9, you can separate my top 9 from my 10 spot.
How many do you think this team can win national championship teams are there?
There's 8.
8 contenders.
So
you think Ole Miss can win a championship, but Notre Dame can't?
No, my top 7. I think Notre Dame can win a championship.
Okay.
Ole Miss can't. I obviously have Ole Miss over Notre Dame because they're undefeated, and Notre Dame has 2 losses. But
yeah, but they can beat the teams that they lost to for sure.
They definitely can. Yeah. I think they could. They showed they could beat Miami, Texas A&M. So.
I think if they played again, Neutral field might be favored.
They might be.
As they got to keep it up though. They get again huge game this week, and if they
Huge game.
lose, they're out.
Yeah.
But if they win, we got to have some conversations about the Irish.
Definitely.
Maybe
they move up. Like, it's hard to have a 2-loss team so high, but I like what I see with them.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have any problem putting them as high as 6.
No.
Hit or miss.
Moving on to that.
Um,
I'll talk about one of my hits because you talked about it a little bit earlier. I also put Iowa State on here. I sold Iowa State episode 1.
yeah,
And they're really falling right now.
It's a good sell.
Yeah, you did as well. We both saw it. So let's move on to one of our
that's when we
misses.
talked about misses. Episode 1. I didn't have good things to say about this guy. I probably hurt his feelings, and I apologize to him because I'm sure he heard.
Yeah.
Nico Iamaleava. He's been balling out. He's a stud. I mean, I've watched this guy now the past 2 weeks, and I'm like, dude, we were wrong about him. It was just poor coaching and poor system fit. Like, he's a baller.
Yeah.
Great quarterback. He can make plays. Great arm. And he's a huge part of their offense who has been electric 2 weeks in a row.
I think I said this episode 1 about Nico because you were selling on him, and I think I said it could just be a system thing.
Yeah.
I still think he's a good quarterback. It definitely was.
Yeah.
And that's something I noticed kind of at Purdue because Hudson Card he started a couple games at Texas and he was very good. He got to Purdue and he sucked. It's like, what's going on here? Like, this guy's supposed to be good. He was like one of the best quarterbacks in the portal. I think I came to realize it was just a system thing. And
huge.
the fact he stayed at Purdue for 2 years
Really hurt his career.
But that's on him for staying another year. But Nico.
I'm willing to admit that I was wrong about Nico.
You definitely were. Someone I was wrong about is my note. We went over our top 5 for Heisman in episode 1. At number 1, I had Garrett Nussmeier.
Ooh. And I'll say I missed too because I really liked him after his game versus Clemson.
Yeah. Well, I think episode 1 was after that week, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a couple weeks after.
But
They didn't play anybody else since,
he's
maybe,
been
sort
bad.
of thing.
The returning quarterbacks this year have been weirdly bad.
I would agree.
And he is one of them for sure.
Yeah. He was supposed to be. He's probably the Heisman favorite heading into the year.
When we talk about returners, the ones that come to mind: Nussmeier, LSU; Klubnik, Clemson; Lagway, Florida; Sellers, South Carolina.
Who's, of course, hurt.
Yeah, but he's been playing a little bit.
He has been?
Yeah,
I
and
missed
struggling.
Did he play last week?
Yes.
Oh, my man. They scored
And-
10. Well, that's LSU defense.
Yeah, those are all the guys that have started at the end of last year and started this year, and they've all been extremely disappointing.
Then Drew Aller.
And Aller, he was
Wasn't
disappointing.
necessarily the problem. Wasn't
No.
doing as good as last year, but now he, of course,
But
out
definitely
for the year.
disappointing, yeah.
Definitely disappointing.
Yeah, the return. It's weird. You'd think that's a huge advantage coming back in a system you know.
It
on a team
probably
that was
is
successful.
it definitely is an
But it
advantage that
hasn't-
just didn't work.
It hasn't seemed like that.
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah.
And another team that I'm hit on, but I'm still like I don't know because they like to keep it close. Georgia Tech. I liked them going into the year a lot.
Yeah.
I liked them in our first episode when I was buying them. They're still undefeated. They're still rolling. And I don't see them losing until Georgia, and that's going to be a really fun game.
Well, Vegas sees them losing this week, I guess.
Yeah, that's weird.
At Duke, which surprised me, but
Yeah.
you definitely hit on that one because they're rolling right now.
They're a good team.
They're not
They're
a team
good
that's
team
gonna
last year.
they're not a team that's going to blow you out.
No,
so.
this is not how they play.
There's certain teams that will blow you out, and there's certain teams that won't, and they can still be good.
Mhm.
They're one of those teams that's not.
I
and
agree.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's just all about winning games.
Yeah, win's a win at the end of the day.
Wins a win.
But it does look better when you win by a lot.
For sure.
Team, well, after Alabama's Week 1 loss to Florida State, I had them pretty high still on my rankings. And
You have, yes.
I know I made a hot take last week, Ty Simpson for Heisman. He played really well this past week to where this is becoming a real
It's
thing.
becoming a real thing. It's now from what I've seen, is it's now shifted between Dante Moore and Mendoza to Ty Simpson and Mendoza.
Yeah.
That are in the race for it. And
Ty Simpson probably
so.
had a better week than Mendoza, but he probably had some ground to gain.
Yeah, ground to game. And I think Oregon would beat Missouri on a neutral field. Almost certainly.
Well, certainly. This was at Missouri.
I know, but
this game.
Mendoza was at Oregon.
I know, yeah.
So, I don't know. But, yeah, I like Ty Simpson a lot. Great guy.
Great guy.
And yeah,
I'd say hit on there.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I had them pretty high after the Florida State loss, and I like what they're doing now. And I think we both have them as one of our few contenders.
Yeah, I think they can win a championship, even though a weird loss now.
Yeah.
I get it. It's
week
a hard
one,
place to play. Week one. It's a week one game, and if you look at a lot of these teams, their week one game was weird.
Yeah.
Like Ohio State, weird. Indiana, weird. A lot of games, weird week one. Kind of makes me want to say throw out all the week one games out the window when you're looking at rankings. But you can't do that.
Yeah. No.
But week one's a weird week, and teams aren't themselves.
No, it takes a little bit.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit. Moving into basketball now. Just got done with our hit or miss section. We're going to move right into how we feeling this time basketball. I'll give you a team to start here.
Okay.
I have them. Well, I'll talk about that later. St. John's.
St. John's. I'm high on St. John's in my top 10, which we'll get to later. But obviously, Rick Pitino is their coach, and he's a fantastic coach. And I really think this is the year where they can very much win a championship. I like the talent they brought in the portal, specifically Ian Jackson. I'm super high on him. His athleticism, he's a stud. And, yeah, I think they're coached by one of, if not the best coach in the country. And I think this is the year where they can do it.
Do it.
They can do it. I'm not saying they're the favorite.
They can.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
What about for you, another person I think is the best, one of, if not the best coaches in the country, Dusty May and Michigan.
Michigan. People are really high on Michigan. I think they're good. There's some weaknesses there. I'll get into some of their strengths first. Their front court, very good, if not the best in the nation, with Yaxel Lindenberg from UAB, Morez Johnson from Illinois. He started on the FIBA U19 team. It's very good, great rebounder. And they got 7-3 transfer from UCLA, Ade Mara. That's a great front court. And they also brought back Will Cheddar, glue guy, energy guy. That's a great front court. Then in the back court, they brought in Elliot Cadeau from North Carolina, who had an interesting few years at North Carolina. And then they brought back some wings, Namari Burnett and Roddy Gale. That's projected to be their starting lineup, those three with Lindenberg and Morris Johnson. Then they got, I think he's a 5-star. It might be a high 4-star. Trey McKinney. I think he's a 4-star. Trey McKinney.
I've heard they're high on him.
Yeah, they're high on him.
People are excited about him.
And they brought back LJ Kaysen, and I think Winters Grady will probably play a bit of a role this year.
I remember him from when we went.
So this team, they do lack something, which is obviously shooting.
Yeah.
They didn't really lack it last year with Wolf, Donaldson. Wolf not being a great shooter, but they had 4 guys on the court, in their starting lineup that could shoot the ball. We're talking the shooting here.
Yeah, because Cadeau is a guard who can't shoot.
Roddy Gale, not a strength. Morez Johnson, you don't want him putting up a 3. And then Yaxel, not a strength. Now, Namari Burnett's a great shooter, but the shooting definitely worries me with this team. They'll have it as far as defensively, rebounding, playmaking with Cadeau, really.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a little clogged. Spacing's going to be a little weird, but if they can will their way to win games through defense and rebounding, they can do it. And,
I like it.
Yeah. My next team here for you is Florida.
Florida.
Defending national champs.
Defending national champs. They're big, again, which I like. One of their players is so big that it's almost concerning. Because do we think that Oliver, how do you say his last name? Ryukes.
Yeah.
He's 7'9", I think 315 pounds.
Yeah.
Do you think he has any sort of role this year?
No role this
Do you
year.
think ever?
No, not
Okay.
this year. Maybe if there's like 1 second left and they need someone to like guard an inbounder.
Okay.
But other than that, he's
I
not stepping
really
on the
wish
court.
he could be like a spot minutes guy. You know, like
Yeah, not yet. Their front court's pretty loaded.
Yeah.
For that to be in question here.
But yeah, and then they got Boogie Flynn, who's an electric scoring guard, and Xavier Lee, who can get buckets too. I like Florida.
I
think
feel
they're
like
really good.
my biggest problem with Florida is I feel like Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee are very, very similar players.
Yeah. You can see that not working.
I could see that maybe being a little bit of a problem, how you got kind of similar players here. And we know Todd Golden has said that he's going to start 3 bigs this year. I don't know if you've heard that.
Wow.
With Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee. 3 bigs, Thomas Hoff, Ruben Chinyalu, and Alex Condon to finish out that starting lineup. I don't know about what, like 3 bigs.
That's unheard of. I mean, we saw a lot of teams going to 2 bigs
Yeah.
in college and the NBA, and then 3. I haven't seen 3.
No.
I doubt that works, to be honest.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
think that's going to be a short-lived experiment.
Yeah, but they have. I mean, they're 5. Like he's putting the 5 best players on the floor when he does that.
Mm.
But
We'll see.
it's gonna
My
be
guess
weird.
is no.
That's my
But
guess.
I think they're really good.
That's why I'm not too high on Florida, because my big question is who's gonna guard the other team's best player when
They
you
don't have that wing
yeah,
stopper.
like who's gonna guard the other team's best guard when you got 3 bigs on the floor and 2 undersized guards.
Yeah, neither of those guys are known as like defenders.
Yeah, a little scrappier, get some steals, but they're definitely not playing on the ball defense all the time. So that's a concern for me with Florida. But they are the defending champs, so I think Todd Golden knows what he's doing.
Yeah. What about UCLA? With our guy Mick Cronin.
I really like UCLA. They brought in probably the first or second best transfer point guard in the portal with Donovan Dent. No one's stopping him in transition. He's gonna get to the line. He's gonna score. He's kind of what they need, because they're gonna be there defensively.
Yeah.
And they brought back a lot of good pieces to kind of mold this team into a Big Ten contender, which is going to be hard with teams like Purdue and Michigan. But they can contend in the Big Ten, not maybe for a championship, but they can definitely contend for a high seed in the NCAA tournament. But they're going to have it defensively. They bring back Sky Clark, Tyler Bilodeau, Eric Daly, and Trent Perry. That's enough to consider them.
That's talent, yeah.
That's a lot of talent. And then they brought in Donovan Dent and Xavier Booker from the portal.
Xavier Booker's trash.
Yeah, we'll see how he does in the new system.
I've always been very low.
He's going to get to play the 5, though. I think that'll be better for him instead of playing the 4.
4, yeah.
And more of put up a lot of threes at Michigan State.
Yeah.
Not sure that was really his game.
Not his game.
But I'm excited for him to have a better, maybe a better fit at UCLA. We'll see there.
We'll see.
But I think they'll be a great team. Top 15 for sure, preseason wise.
Yeah.
My last team for you is Alabama.
Alabama's another team that I like, mainly because I'm super high on LeBaron Philon.
Yes.
I think he's a dog.
I remember watching him in high school at Link Academy.
Yeah, I was there.
He was going crazy that night.
Yes. And since then, I was like, this guy's so good. And then he had an outstanding freshman year. And I think that they're going to go as far as he can take them. Yeah. And I think he's going to be considered one of the best players in the country.
I was surprised to see him come back, really.
Yeah. Yeah, not going pro.
That surprised me. I like what Alabama's got going on. Their portal class was interesting to me this year. They picked up Taylor Bull-Bowen, Noah Williamson.
Noah Williamson's fun, too.
Yeah, really long.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah, he's
with
fun.
Taylor Bull-Bowen and then Aiden Sherrill coming back. That's going to be very long front court. Sheridan, as we know him from the 2K League. But they're going to be fun. No mid-range shots at Alabama. Jaleel Bethea coming back from an injury.
He's hurt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be back at some point earlier in the season. They got guard play.
But
Aiden
he's not
Holloway.
like proven that he's good.
He hasn't,
Aiden Holloway.
no. But neither had Aiden Holloway before he got to Alabama.
Yeah, but he fried IU.
He did.
So.
Yeah.
So
And Aiden Holloway couldn't figure it out at Auburn. Flipped to his
he's good.
big 5-star recruit. Flipped over to Bama for a second year. Figured it out under Oates. I did think the same thing would happen with Bethea. But they got some talent coming back. And they got a good freshman class. It's good portal players. I like Bama.
Yeah.
Not as good as the past 3 years though. With
Maybe.
them. I just don't see it this year, but still pretty good.
And then finally, what about Texas Tech? You mentioned
Texas Tech.
last week they can be contenders. What makes you say that?
What makes me say that is they have, I'm going to say, the second best two-man like duo nationally with Christian Anderson and JT Toppin.
Yeah.
JT Toppin was an All-American last year, Big 12 Player of the Year, and he's back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then Christian Anderson, one of the better freshmen nationally and in the Big 12, is coming back. I think those two alone make them a top 5 team, in my opinion.
Top
And
5.
I have them as a national title contender. And I think Grant McCaslin is a great coach.
Yeah.
He's done a great job there, and I think he's going to take that next step this year.
I like that.
That they sort of took last year also, but
So you mentioned them being your top 5. Can you tell me your top 10?
top 10. I have number 1, I have Purdue, and number 2, Houston. In my opinion, those two teams are kind of in a tier of their own.
Okay.
Like just with production and talent-wise, I don't really see my drop from 2 to 3 is bigger than really the rest of this list. 3 to 10 is closer than 2 to 3,
Okay.
in my opinion. And at 3, I have Duke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty high on them because it's just Duke, and they're always good like this. And
Do you like this year's freshman class as much as last year? Just, okay, two-man duo of Con Kneppel and Cooper Flagg. Better, worse, the same as Caden and Cameron Boozer?
definitely worse. But when you look at it as a 5-man class, like I think it's 5. You got
It's
the
deeper.
Boozers, Sar, who's Hamenia and Wilkins. I think I like it better than last year's full 5.
Okay. But not as top-heavy.
Yeah, the top 3 of Duke last year was very good. Well, there's 6 at Duke last year. The top 3 at Duke last year was just way better than this year's top 3, I think. But you're going to see the other 3 make a big impact on this year's team.
Yeah.
But yeah, Duke, very talented. They have one transfer who's not going to really play.
Isaiah Evans, I don't know if you watched any of their script.
I watched that. I watched that scrimmage.
He was frying.
He was firing.
He was firing,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what he does.
That's what he does,
He's
though.
fun.
He's fun.
He was hitting some tough shots.
They shot the ball so well in that scrimmage.
Yeah.
That surprised me how well they shot the ball.
Yeah, they could be really, really good.
I think they will. And at 4, I have Florida. I'm not very high on Florida. I just have them here because they won the national championship last year and are bringing back like 2 starters. So I think those 3 guards meant everything to them last year. But
Yeah, very Walter Clayton reliant.
yeah, and those other 2 guards were great.
Yeah.
Elijah Martin and Will Richard. And I think they're really going to miss him this year. Not that Boogie Flan isn't going to be good, but it's not like that. Not like that. And at 5, I have Texas Tech. I already talked about them. 6, UConn. Hurley did a good job putting together this team
You like
this
UConn?
offseason. I like
After
them.
a pretty disappointing year last year.
Yeah, it was very disappointing. Defensively, they struggled, but I think he fixed that problem.
Yeah.
You got Silas Demery to start a point guard out of the portal. I think that's kind of what they needed, and I like what they got. They got Mullins also, and they brought back a lot of guys. Solo Ball is a name to watch.
Solo
at
Ball.
UConn. Great shooter.
Great name.
Great name as well. Name to watch there. At 7, I have Louisville. We've talked about their
Wow.
backcourt in previous episodes.
Yeah.
A lot of this is
Concerning front court, though.
concerning, but a lot of this is depending on international prospect coming, Sanandra Frew.
Okay.
He's going to be their starting center most likely. If he's good, they're good.
I like it.
Yeah. 8, I got Michigan. We talked about them. 9, I got Kentucky. They have the deepest 13-man roster in the nation. But it's like you don't need 13 guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't
at the end
really
of the day.
take that into account much.
But the thing with them is they're just going to play whoever's on that night, and there's a good chance a couple guys are going to be on.
Yeah.
So I like their depth. They, of course, got Owe back and Jalon Lowe out of the portal. They got some good centers, Jaden Quaintance and Brandon Garrison.
I like Quaintance.
Yeah. They'll be good. That's Kentucky, of course. And then 10, this one probably higher than most here. I have Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Why?
Here's why.
Okay.
I think I mentioned one of the best when I said Donovan Dent to UCLA is one of the best point guards in the portal. This guy is one of the other ones. Jacoby Gillespie from Maryland is now at Tennessee. I kind of see that as a perfect fit.
He's good.
Yeah. We saw what Zakai Ziegler did at Tennessee. I think Jacoby Gillespie can do more offensively. And Nate Ament, of course, to Tennessee. And then they got Felix Okpara back, Cade Phillips back. They brought in Jalen Carey out of the portal, Bishop Boswell back.
It should be pretty good.
Yeah. They got a transfer guard. I can't think of his name. This team, I think, is going to be very good offensively. Maybe not as good defensively as your normal Tennessee team.
I can see that.
But I have them at 10. That is higher than maybe anything I've seen.
What were they in the AP poll?
They're 18 in the AP poll.
18. So I like it. You're going bold, and if they pan out, then that can be a future hit for you.
That could be a future hit.
Or potentially
maybe our next
future
hit or
miss.
miss.
Yeah. My top 10, I'll run through pretty quickly. I got Purdue at 1, as much as it pains me to admit that. I got Florida at 2. I like Boogie Fland. I'm not going to lie. And I think they got some good big guys coming back. We got St. John's at 3. I'm super excited about their transfer portal class that they brought in. I think they're really well coached. I got Houston at 4.
I didn't even have St. John's in mind.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think just the whole throwing all these guys together.
Yeah. You don't think it works?
I don't think it works. I know they bring back Zuby at age of 4, but other than that, it's just a bunch of transfers.
Yeah, but
it'll be hard for that to work. It could work. It could work, but it'll be hard for it to work.
Yeah. Well, if it does, that'll be a hit.
Yeah.
And then I have BYU at 5, which I also noticed you don't have them.
I don't have them. They're just outside.
Okay.
I think I have them at 11.
Yeah. I mentioned last week how excited I am about AJ DeBanza. He is the driving force of me putting them at 5, but I like Rob Wright.
I love BYU.
Yeah.
I have them at 11. I like
Rob Wright at point guard and AJ DeBanza, and then
Richie Saunders at the 2, and they have Keba Keita. I don't know if you've ever watched that guy play their center. The way he rebounds, dunks the ball, just powerful.
I love that.
And he's just ripped.
They're gonna be a fun team.
Very fun
I'm really looking forward to watching them. And then I got Michigan at 6. I think Dusty is an elite coach. I think Duke is going to be the 7th best team. I like their freshman twins. I got UConn at 8. I like Mullins, but I don't like Hurley. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna.
He's hard. He's a hard coach to like.
I don't like him, and I was disappointed. I thought they had a disappointing season last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bama, I have them at 9. I think LeBaron Philon is a stud, and then Texas Tech at 10, namely because of the greatness of JT Toppin.
Yeah, I would agree there. One thing I noticed, Houston at 4. Why are you lower on Houston than most?
I'm not. I just like Florida and St. John's.
You just like Florida and St. John's more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Florida, won a national championship.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
then St. John's, they're fun to me.
Yeah, no, they'll be fun.
Yeah. And I think
a lot of athletes on the floor.
Yeah.
Dylan Mitchell will be.
Dylan Mitchell is amazing athlete.
John Rothstein was at St. John's a little bit ago. He said Dylan Mitchell was doing real well.
He's cooking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to be the best 6 man in the country, I believe he said.
I watched him a lot in high school because he was teammates with Hochefino and Renew on their Montverde team. So
it's good. That's a good high school team.
It's a good high school team,
Yeah.
as all the Montverde teams are.
Mm-hmm.
Except for last year, they struggled, and I wanted to mention this with Florida. C.J. Ingram, they have a 5-star freshman from Montverde. I think maybe high 4-star.
He's 4-star, I believe.
But he's up there.
Yeah.
And he played horrible in that game So, if you've been around the show, you know what that means. He's probably going to be good. Because Trent Cicely was horrible in that game, and C.J. Ingram was also really bad.
That was a bad game for Montverde, if I remember
Really bad,
correctly.
yeah. They got beat pretty badly by the lowest seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll see what
We could see
Ingram-
C.J. Ingram step into a big role if Florida goes away from that three big system.
Yeah.
We're assuming is not going to work.
Will, yes.
But again, it's Todd Golden. I would take his opinion over mine, but
Yeah.
I don't like the three big system. And one thing, exhibition games have kind of already started up. They're about to start ramping up.
Mm-hmm.
So right now as we speak, this is Monday night, UConn and Boston College are playing. We both have UConn in our top 10.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Is it on TV?
It is not, like, there's nowhere to watch it, which I was a little upset
Are they
to see.
filming it? Like highlights will be on YouTube?
They should be,
Okay.
yeah. But it is on some network only available in the Northeast region.
Yeah. Like a
But-
lot of these are.
Yeah. Wednesday, when this gets posted, Auburn and Oklahoma State play.
It's fun.
Thursday, we got Virginia, Vanderbilt. Virginia will be fun to watch. Completely new team there. Alabama and Florida State in Birmingham. We'll get to see Phylon,
Yeah.
assuming all goes well and he plays and everything. Some of these, I saw the UConn game, like some of the guys just weren't playing.
Yeah, it's
It's
weird.
like, I don't know if that's going
not
to continue
fun.
here.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to.
Saturday, or is this Friday? This is Friday. We have a big day. Iowa State, Creighton. Then we have Notre Dame, Butler, two in-state teams. I'm
that'll be
excited for
fun.
that one. UCLA, San Diego State. In my eyes, these are two top 20 teams. And we also got Iowa State, Creighton, probably top 25 teams. And then Saturday, BYU, Nebraska. That's St. Mary's, Arizona. And then Sunday, VCU, Nova, Providence, Pitt, UNLV, Washington, Penn State, Dayton. And then they'll pick back up the week after, but we can talk about those games next week.
Yeah.
I'm excited that
That's
this
fun.
is getting
College basketball, it's
back
right
up
around
and
the
running.
corner.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. This is a great. I've always said that October is just such an elite month, and a big part of it is college basketball starts, NBA starts, and then college football is in its peak right now for regular season.
Yeah.
And going back to college football regular season, we got some picks to
We
make.
do have some picks to make.
We got 8 solid games this week. A few that I'm really excited about.
Before we make our picks,
Uh-huh.
I was going to say I am going to a Purdue basketball scrimmage this weekend, and I will provide a little breakdown about
Okay.
that next week. I'm
I like
very
that.
excited for that.
Scrimmaging each other.
Scrimmaging each other, yes. Fan day is what they call it. I'm very excited for that. I'll talk about that next week, but
I like it.
that I forgot to mention that in my exhibition game, sort of, but
Yeah.
that's not really one because
Yeah.
they'll play Kentucky 2 weeks from now, obviously.
That'll be fun. But yeah,
Back to our picks.
Week 8 picks. First game. Georgia Tech is road underdogs despite being 6-0 versus the Duke Blue Devils, who has struggled a little bit, but they're favorite. Who do you got in this one?
I guess I'm taking the underdogs.
Okay.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, me too. That's weird.
Yeah. I don't view them really as underdogs.
No,
but
it's not a pick that I'm going to be super proud of if they win.
but
Picking the dog.
I wouldn't be surprised if Duke won at the same time.
No, because
Which they're
Georgia
favored.
Tech's kept it close in all these games,
Yeah.
but I just feel like they're going to pull another one out.
I
just
think
'cause that's
they'll
what they do.
pull it out, but
Yeah,
they're probably not as good as we think.
I
think they
that's
might be
fair.
bound to lose one of these.
yeah, because at some point, if you keep it close every game, then you're going to make a
you're
mistake,
gonna-
or the
yeah.
other team's going to make a play.
So it could be this week. It could be a
We'll
couple
see.
weeks, and maybe never.
Maybe that exactly. LSU at Vanderbilt.
I got LSU here.
Yeah,
I got the Tigers.
I think we both agree that Vanderbilt's overrated.
They're definitely overrated, and they're going to struggle.
But
against-
I'm not super high on LSU either.
No, I'm a little. I said I'm torn with LSU. They're kind of
Great
that Oregon
defense, really
phase for
bad
me.
offense. I think.
Yeah,
But I think they get it done at Vandy this week.
Vandy's gonna struggle with scoring them, like most teams have this year.
Yeah.
He gets it done. Vandy's favored in that one.
Really?
That surprised me.
I think they're overrated though. Like
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
just not the better team, but they're home, I guess. So another team is a little worse, but it's home. Oklahoma at South Carolina. do we think about that? Oklahoma bounce back or no?
Someone's bouncing back, whether it be Oklahoma or South Carolina.
Yeah. I went Oklahoma.
I didn't pick these games before.
Okay, so you're
before the
picking
podcast.
right now.
I'm picking right now. You want to pick it first? I'm just really
Yeah,
think about
I
this.
picked Oklahoma. I think Mateer didn't look like himself last week. I think another full week of practice and him, I think they'll figure it out. And I think that defense is really good and it's going to give Sellers trouble. But we'll come back to it.
I was gonna pick it now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah,
They got a
I
great
want to.
crowd.
Yeah,
That's a hard place to play.
I don't really have any reasoning for it. I just think they will.
Okay.
I think they get it done.
I think they get it done.
Yeah.
Next game, this is where game day is, right?
It is.
But it's
yeah.
not my personal game of the week.
It is my personal game of the week,
Okay.
just not Zach's.
Okay, well, I picked the games this week, so it is not our game of the week. Because I think Ole Miss is super overrated, and I think Georgia's going to win comfortably. Ole Miss at Georgia is the game we're picking here.
I got Georgia here. Again, Georgia doesn't really lose at home unless it's like Bama.
Well, yeah, they don't lose at home, but they don't beat Bama.
Yeah,
so if
so
those two
it-
collide, then maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think this one is a comfortable win for Georgia.
their defense is very good. Well,
Except for
again,
against Tennessee, but then
yeah.
Tennessee's offense is so good, and that game's weird. So.
Tennessee's a weird team. That's why I was wondering how you're feeling about them.
Yeah, I'm feeling, I don't know, not as high, but we're going
Moving right into them here,
them as they play at Alabama. Speaking of not losing at home, Bama holds the highest home winning streak in the country as those continue to fall.
That's not good because they keep falling.
They
I was
keep
going to pick
falling.
Bama here.
Yeah.
But that scares me.
Rivalry game.
I'm going to roll Tide.
You're rolling
Still,
Tide.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep
Rolling
rolling
with-
Tide
I'm
as
rolling
well.
with Tide.
I'm going Bama. But yeah, those home win streaks keep crumbling. And then another opportunity for each team is going to be looking to bounce back here. And Auburn's got a home game versus Missouri. Both coming off of hard-fought losses.
Top 10 teams.
Yeah, both losing to top 10 teams at their place. And now Auburn's going to host another home game. I think they win this one.
Man, these SEC games are great.
It's
this
tough,
week.
yeah, because they're so, 50-50. That's why our picks are.
This is our 5th SEC game.
Yeah.
This conference is so good and so
balanced.
deep.
Yeah.
I want to go Missouri. I'm
Okay.
going to go Missouri on the road. Bo Pribula and the Tigers.
Yeah.
Take them down.
They're a good team. We got the Battle of the Mormons here in the great state of Utah. Utah going at BYU. Huge rivalry game. These
Big
teams
rivalry.
hate each other a lot, and this is going to be late at night. It's going to be a lot of fun. I talked about how I'm high on Utah. I'm sticking with that. I'm going with the Utah Utes.
You said this is the Battle of the Mormons. Give me the Mormons.
You're going
I'm
more
going with
Mormon
BYU.
Mormons.
Yeah, the
Because
more.
Utah's pretty Mormon, but not as
Yeah,
Mormon.
I'm giving the more Mormons here. I'll take.
I like
Cougars.
that crowd is going to be electric.
Their field is beautiful.
It is.
It is
It's
beautiful.
stunning. It's going to be filled with Mormon hate.
What I've noticed with BYU, maybe the past 2 or 3 years or so, is they just win. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, they're undefeated this year.
Their quarterback is a 3-star true freshman, Bear
unheard of.
Bryant, I believe it's
Bear
his name.
Bachmeyer.
Bear Bachmeyer.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know where I got Bryant from. Bear Bachmeyer.
Yeah.
I love that story.
That's fun,
So
but I don't think
wanna
it's
pick 'em.
sustainable against a good team, which they have not played this
They
year.
haven't played, but
A great team.
they always find a way to win, and I think
Yeah.
they do it here.
All right.
Go with the Cougars.
And then lastly, my personal game of the week. I'm very excited for this one. This is a team that we've been talking about all year, like, oh, they're so good, even though they have 2 losses. Well, we're going to find out this week when Notre Dame hosts USC. I'm going with Notre Dame to win this one at home. What about you?
I am going with Notre Dame
Okay.
as well. Give me the Irish, but I love both of these teams so much. I wish they maybe didn't have to play.
So they don't have to, one of them have to lose.
If we win in the top 12, you would see USC at 12 for me.
Mhm.
But we only did 10.
Yeah.
I love USC and Makai Lemon. Their defense and the line's improved, but Notre Dame they're very good, and This is going to be a high-scoring game, I think.
I mean, yeah, Notre Dame's last big-time home game was extremely high-scoring.
With the way Notre Dame's defense has struggled this year.
It has struggled, but their offense is great.
Their offense just hasn't struggled at all.
No.
But their defense played much better against Arkansas, much better against NC State.
Yeah, only allowed like 7 last week.
And what was it, 13 to Arkansas?
Yeah, I think it's 55.
But they allowed like 5 touchdowns to Purdue, 42 to Texas.
Yeah,
41 to Texas.
It's 41-40, I think.
41 to Texas A&M.
And then 27 to Miami. Yeah. So that's certainly, it's usually a strength for them, and it's been a weakness.
It's been a weakness, but
we'll
this
see.
will be a great test for that defense.
Fun game, high scoring, electric offenses, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, I don't think USC can keep up with Notre Dame's run game. I don't know if
anybody
can. Their O-line, and then they just flip Love and Price, then Price.
I would love for Indiana to rematch them this year, because I'd like to see our run defense go up against their run offense. So maybe in the playoff again, we'll see.
Definitely on the table here. Yeah. Notre Dame has to win this one.
Notre Dame has to win if they want to win the playoffs. But I think if they do, they will make the playoffs.
They definitely should, unless they somehow lose one of their last
unless
5 or 6 games.
A&M or Miami falls off a cliff. But I don't see that happening. I think both of them are.
And I don't think there's a cliff high enough for them to fall off of, really.
Yeah, I mean,
with A&M being in the SEC.
I agree, but I mentioned after Notre Dame lost the second time, I said the only way for them to get in the playoffs is they win out, and Miami and A&M look like top-tier contenders throughout the rest of the year. And they both have, and Notre Dame's won out to this point. So it's going well, and they got to keep it up this week. But that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Ball Norse. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, that would really surprise me. But please subscribe and leave a comment down below of things you want us to talk about and next week's episode. And like the video and follow us on TikTok at Ball Norse. We'd greatly appreciate that.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.